Hello, my name is Walter Latham, and I'm the host. And I'm here today with special guest today, folks, Miss Jean Garner. And Jean is here to tell us, and you know how we try to highlight people that are doing great things, good things for themselves and their community, and overall our Black community. So, we have these people come up because they are examples of what we would like our people to pursue. All right, primarily our business. Okay, and before I go any further, did everybody vote? I voted today. I tell you, I was so happy when they gave me my receipt. That was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I was so happy when they gave me my receipt. You know what I mean? So I did my duty. My duty is done. Okay, so let's get right to the point. We have Miss Jean Garner here, and Miss Jean is an ordained elder, evolving coach, and a certified personal motivationist. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Hospitality and Tourism Administration from North Carolina Central University, along with 2 associate degrees in Human Resources Management and Business Administration from other institutions. Jane is pursuing a certification in life coaching from the Coaching Academy. All right, Jane is also a luxury concierge at the Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club in Durham, North Carolina. Jane also founded She-Fi. Did I pronounce that correctly, Jane?
Say that again?
Did I pronounce She-Fi correctly?
Oh, it's She Ties.
She ties. That's very important. All right, there are she ties. Okay. And Jay Couture Accessories and co-manages a salon named Salon Next, NEXT. So with that said, I don't want to go any further. I want Jane to talk to us. And Jane, welcome to the Walt Weekly Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for finally having me, or me finally getting in the chair.
All right. All righty then. So anyway, okay, let's start. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jane. I mean, I covered on a very high level what you were involved in, but let's do a little granular stuff here. Get to know you.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Jean Garner. I am a Brooklyn young lady, Brooklyn born, Brooklyn bred, as he said. I am originally from New York, raised in New York City, first generational New Yorker. Family from North Carolina, got tired of the city, moved out here. So I have been here. The highlight of my life, nothing on there. It is my 30-year-old son, Jay Brill. He's out in Vegas now, store manager, doing his thing. He just is my heartbeat, and I am his heartbeat. How about that? But other than that, went to school recently. I am a recent grad of North Carolina Central University. Always wanted to know how it felt to have go to a HBCU and be on the college campus, and I did that for a while for the pandemic.
Oh, you stayed on campus?
I live here in Cary, so I went to school on campus. So I got the experience of being in the cast and moving around, and I just enjoyed it. I probably would have graduated that way, but the pandemic came about. I'm a hairstylist of 35 years, always been in the fashion industry, all about women, hiring them, style, image, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm coaching, the Fierce Factor. I started my ties. And right now, I'm just helping women who are at that crossroad to get to the next place that is part of their assignment.
All righty. So, what are some of the businesses? I know that your background is impeccable. But what are some of the businesses that you have started, and what ongoing concerns do you have right now?
Oh, gosh. Well, I started with hair as far as the business. I still have my salon. Actually, I'm semi-retired. I have a few ladies, they just refuse to go. They refuse to go. So I still do them on a monthly basis. That was my first business. And then my second, I would say, full business was in the pandemic, I started making masks. And I've always been creative. So I then launched my boutique, which I changed the name to J Couture Boutique. And so that's my second business. But they all come out the umbrella of hair and beautification. So I have my boutique, then I launched my She Ties also, and my coaching business, which is the Evolving Circle, how I came about with helping women evolve and evolve in love. The first 4 letters of the word evolve is love.
Oh, that must have been a big seller there, then, was it?
Yeah, because I help women to evolve and understand who they are first through loving themselves, not affirmations, nobody else telling them. So that was the birth of the Evolving Circle. Out of the Evolving Circle, I have what is called the Evolving Chair, where I host, and my co-host is Apostle Janice Thomas with that. But we take biblical stories and give them basic application for women to just elevate themselves on. So that's where I'm at right now with the coaching business and the She Guys. They've become a business all by themselves.
Yeah, you got to adapt. As I tell my
Uh-huh.
kids, you don't adapt, you die. That's matter. That's the work that you were doing at the Washington Duke and Golf Club in Durham.
Mm-hmm.
You founded Shetie, Shetie, and J Couture Accessories, and you also co-manage a salon named Salon Neck. All right, you're a development strategist. You focus on helping women overcome self-imposed limits and reclaim their power. Oh, that's
Yeah.
very big mandate there.
Yeah, it is. It is. It happens to all of us, as the saying that goes. It happens to all of or the best of us. But life can just happen to women. Life be lifing, and we get caught up in some things and find out that we have some issues, life issues, work issues, family issues, faith issues, health issues that sometimes make us second guess who we are. If we're doing the right thing. You may get divorced, your children will stop and make you just think. And it's real easy to get in some of these places where we need help. We need somebody to say, why are you not writing that book? Why are you not doing that podcast? Look, you can start baking. You can go back and get that degree. Da, 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 da. And sometimes we just need a push. And that's what I am. I'm here as a fierce igniter. Also, the fierce factor. That's another one of my businesses, the fierce factor. And to help women find the fierce in them to move forward and push against those obstacles and overcome that limited thinking. A lot of times, the things that block us is not that it's people or physical things, it's our thinking. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And a lot of times, once we renew our minds and our thinkings, we are unstoppable. There's nothing we can't do, but we've got to cut out that limited belief and that as I call it, stinking thinking. We don't have room for that.
And you say that fear factor. What do you think? You know, I know you have your books, and you are you actively doing one-on-ones or one to many type meetings concerning that? Do you have classes? I mean, how do people?
Well, how it is, it's one-on-one group coaching. I may do a group thing, a cohort with maybe 5 to 10 women. Some women want one-on-one. Some of it's personal development. Some of it is styling, and it just depends on where the person is and what they want. I actually do self-help programs where you can get a program that I have and work on it at your own pace. You just work on it, you get the whole workbook, you get everything that comes with it. It's yours, and you work on it at your pace. I like group coaching. Try not to do a lot of women. Try to do it very intimately because then they can open up. They get to know the people in their cohort. So I don't have a really big group to do that with, and they make new friends. They find safe place. So I like the avenues that I can use, and I use pretty much all of them.
Right now, let's just let our audience know if they wanted to reach out and get one of the services that you provide. How would they contact?
Well, they can contact me. They can email me at my website. We are reconstructing it all right now because I've got some new uploads. I've had to elevate it. They can reach me at JAGG. That's JAGG at MissJeanGarner.com. So that, and I'll give it again because I think I gave you my email. It's JAGG, JAGG at JeanAGarner.com. Send me an email. Let me know what you want to do, how you want to connect, and we can go forth from that. Get ready to start something. I think I'm gonna do it in December, like a couple of weeks, just to help the women in the December month. Just how to get ready for that new year. We're in this last quarter. But once again, you can do that. You can get on Facebook. I'm Jean A. Garner on Facebook. I am also on Instagram at the Jean Garner on Instagram. But if you look me up on Facebook, I also have a private group on Facebook that we get in there. We start talking. It's called Girl Go Be Fierce and Evolve. Girl Go Be Fierce and Evolve. It's a
so you got this private group and y'all conspiring, huh?
We are conspiring.
I knew you. I knew.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, all the women in there just
that group. We are on fire. We are on fire. We come out that group. But yeah, you can find me. I'm on social media, all the time out there, just empowering women. I get out there. I show you my life. I show you how I live, that I go through. I do lives in the group 3 times a week, and I let the ladies know that I struggle as well. So I need you as much as you need me. So it's a give situation.
You had alluded to earlier that you had a co-host. I mean, do you have a podcast, your own podcast?
No, we don't podcast, but you know what, Mister Walter?
Uh-oh.
I got some headphones there.
Competition.
I got some headphones. No, we just get on Facebook Live. We do the evolving chair where fierce conversations take place. And we have a ball. Her name is Apostle Janice Thomas. She's out of Durham, an apostle pastor over there of his kingdom ministry with the husband, Bishop Thomas, as well. And she gets on there, and I mean, she's a fireball. And I just sit back and she just goes. She just, and whatever our topic is, she just brings revelation. And that's what we do. We just bring the revelation of whatever the topic is. And the women love it. The men too. They be on there because I do it on my Facebook page. So it's not in the private.
You do a live. You do a live on your Facebook
I do it live
page?
on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to check that out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pass your
And
word
I will definitely let you know when we do the next one. And
yeah, please.
I just introduce it. I let her go, and she does her thing.
All right, I'll make sure the audience gets it. You know, I'll put it out on the Walk Weekly Facebook page. So when you join the Walk Weekly Facebook page, just
definitely thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
All right, and then folks, you know, we in our show notes, all of the URLs, your website, and other things, your Instagram, Facebook page, will be embedded in the show notes, folks. So look down there, you see all the information you need from Miss Garner. Okay. All right, so Ms. Garner, tell me now, you're also a minister. Am I correct?
I am, yes.
All right, now, talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I've been ordained now for about 9 years. So I've been in ministry for at least 16 years or so. I've been in there. I was just knew that there was more that God had for me to do, but I didn't really seek ministry. But when we laugh about it, I always hung around ministers. They were my friends. And pretty much I was ministering behind my salon chair.
Right.
That's so I was ministering and coaching at the same time. I didn't know what it was. And then one day I realized that there was something more that God really wanted me to do. Everybody kind of had the story, but I knew it and I kept being thrust into it. And my pastor at that time, he would just let me just go out. And he'd just be like, go. And I, was single. And I was doing single conferences and doing stuff. And I'm like, I ain't been more. I had no type of nothing. But he believed in me. He knew I knew the word. And I just went to him one day and I was like, Pastor. And he's like, huh? And I said, God has told me to do a little bit more than what I'm doing. And I realized that there's a mandate that I must adhere to. And he just looked at me. He said, I've been waiting on you. He said, I was waiting for you. He called me a little bootlegger. He said, you just been bootlegging around. And he said, yeah. So I just went to him and he just looked at me. He's like, been waiting on you. And he sent me to our co-pastor, Reverend Davis, at that time. And he said, tell James, I said, but you on in there. And that's just been history. And I've just been moving in ministry. I've said ordained. I've done several marriages and a couple of homegoing services because you have to be ordained to do them. But women's conferences, just using and spreading the gospel, and a lot of women conferences I've done. Done some regular services, women's services, because women are my niche. Women are my place, and I know folks say, oh, we hear that. But I think God has given me this special gift, touch. And because the gift of touch is physical and women are very funny and finicky, I realized that women allow me to touch them physically because I'm a hairstylist. They trust me because they go to sleep in my chair. But because of that bond, they let me in. And because they let me in, God has given me a special gift that when women let me in, they know they can trust me with them. So I am just grateful for that calling and how he's moved me in ministry that way.
Now, how do you see the state of the church now? I'm not making an assumption, but I'm going to ask you your denomination if you don't mind disclosing that.
I'm non-denominational. I'm just a Christian. My church that I go to is non-denominational. We're a Christian center because we follow Christ. But my former church was Baptist, and then we became denominational, where we was like, we don't see the lines no more, because we were just moving as the word said, to be free. So I think the church has changed drastically. I think it's changed drastically since the pandemic, but we're finding our way back around. But I think we kind of talked earlier about things transitioning or moving and changing. So has the church, and so has the world that we live in. So we're adapting, but still holding to the principles of the church, understanding it's not the building, but it's you, and plugging into your relationship with God. I think people get a little confused, and they like, the church, but the church is you first. I'm effective when I'm not in my building, when I'm not in the four walls. I'm effective when I'm at work. Just this evening, I had a situation with a guest that came in, kind of worked with them. He's a kidney donor, received a new kidney. He's coming in, chatted with him really quickly. And I wanted to say, you're really blessed, but I have to tread lightly, because I know, I'm working. And he says to me, he says, I'm blessed. And when he said I'm blessed, that's all I needed to hear. I was like, and you are. And that's all I needed to hear. When he said, I'm blessed, and then he wanted to say, because God has been good to me. I said, and he has. I said, and he has. 2 weeks ago, you got a new kidney, and you're working in here. And we just went on in conversation. But I give God without having to say his name. And I get folks, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. And in my position, in my job, I have to be careful, as is the protocol in most places of employment, things that you don't talk about or, discuss, but in my job, being where I work, close to the medical center, which is a well-noted one, folks fly in from everywhere, I encounter people, and I can feel them, and I still know how to tell them to have hope, and that it's going to be well, and you've got it in you. Just believe. I'm still giving them God. I just didn't say his name. So I don't feel tied up by where I work. I can do it at the grocery store. Anywhere. Somebody will go back. Yeah, they'll look back and say, and they may think about it when they get in their car. She just blessed me. She just encouraged me. She just empowered me with 5 words or something. So I'm grateful for the call on my life, is that God is allowing me ways, marketplace ways, to lift him up. I am a marketplace minister all the way. No doubt that I could be in boardrooms. God allows me to get into places that some ministers won't get in, because they don't know how to adjust and move. They feel like it's shortchanging God, and it's not. It's not shortchanging God. It's getting God in where you can get him in. And if your gift makes room for you, then you need to be prepared to walk in it.
Have you noticed a decline in people coming in for services?
As far as the hair salon?
No. I'm talking about in terms of the church.
Yes, I think the pandemic really did, as they say, a doozy. They did something to the church, and it got people for so many years, for months, and some years, out of the way we were flowing, the way we were moving, and they got comfortable in that. But if you are a Christian and you understand the word, it says, forsake not yourself to assembly. It still tells you to come, but I think we've gotten comfortable, and so we can do streaming and we can do things. So I do think that there has been a decline in the church. The churches have felt that, but then there are people who are comfortable. I mean, we're like 2 years? Well, the pandemic was 2020.
Yeah, how much forward now? Yeah.
So we're at least 2 good years out of the pandemic, because it took about 21, 22 to say, okay, get back out. I think it's going to be an individual thing for people to say, because I like being in the building. I just like being with other saints of God, with other people in the church. I like that camaraderie. I like that feeling. So when I was able to get back up in the building, in my church, we was every other seat, every other row. And then we got a little closer. Now, sometimes I'm still a little leery sometimes, because I just don't like to be real close in anyway. But I do think the pandemic shifted us. If we had not had the pandemic, and of course that's a hype, I don't think we would have had such a hard shift.
Yeah, it did change a lot of lives.
It just changed how we just do stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, how do what's your title in terms of theology. Would you be a reverend?
I'm a elder. I'm an ordained elder, and I'm
Okay.
also an evangelist. So I like elder.
Uh,
I like
You got
elder,
to try to
but
explain that to the audience. What's the
yeah,
difference?
and I like elder is I'm called to the office of the elder, part of moving in the fivefold. But then I'm also called to the office of the evangelist, which is when I went to my pastor. That's what I told him. I said, Pastor,
Mhm.
and then he ordained me so I would be able to do things and then be legal. Ordaining just makes me legal to do.
Like, what can an
Like I
ordained
said,
person do that the regular person couldn't, or
we can
regular
marry
parishioner
you and
couldn't?
we can bury you. We can commit you to the ground and we can assign marriage life. That's the only thing. So
Ah,
because those are
okay,
legal,
okay.
not ordinances, but they're legal actions.
Yeah, the
So
legal. Yeah.
yeah, so if you're not an ordained minister, now you can't be licensed. You got to be ordained by, like I'm ordained by the state of North Carolina through my church. I can sign your marriage license, and that says that this action, this ceremony is legal. And then I can commit you to the ground because if somebody dies and somebody just put them in there, that's illegal. So
Oh, okay, okay.
it's illegal. That's just kind of the law that you sign. I think morticians will do that, but I know I've signed marriage certificate and it says like the witness and who did it. I couldn't do that to somebody. I mean, if I wouldn't do it, I'm pretty sure there are people who would do it, but I'm not gonna put my name on something and say I witnessed you guys get married and y'all went somewhere and talking about, Gene, I need you to do it. Because now that goes to insurances and all
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
of
other
course,
places,
of course.
deeds, all kinds of stuff. You see,
Yeah,
marriage
yeah.
license, I need half the house. Well, we married. So that is just kind of a legal thing. But being called to the office of the evangelist, the one that goes out to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ, I knew I had the spirit that went out and came back home. I was the one who went out, not moving in the office of the prophet or the apostle or anything. I knew God called me to go out. And as people would say, all of us are evangelists, and I understand that. But that we can move in different positions and not be called to. But I knew that I had to defend my calling when I got ordained. It's like, you do your dissertation and stuff. I
Oh,
had
yeah.
to defend why I felt God was calling me out. And I was like, well, one thing is real obvious. I'm always out. Folks are sending for me. I'm going out. I was more effective outside of my church than I was in my church. And so I was okay with understanding. And I had to get clarity. I sought of some other ministers and say, help me with this. And they were like, no, God has called you to do the office of the evangelist, to be the one. I move into places. I tend to say elder because I just do. But I am also evangelist.
Okay. I want to go back to your concierge work at
Okay.
where is that? Where is that spot again? That you? No, I wouldn't say
At the
spot.
Washington Duke
Location.
Inn in Durham, right across from Duke University.
Now, being a concierge is that I know what a concierge. I lived in many hotels all over the world. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I never had a friendly conversation, a long conversation with a concierge. It's what more just can you arrange this or can you where is this or where is that? Something to
Mm-hmm.
that effect. But well, first off, let's start with how long you been a concierge.
I have been a concierge now for 2 years. I started at Washington Duke in 2021. They had just opened back up maybe in May from the pandemic. When I started there, we were wearing masks. I was at the front desk. We had plexiglass. They were only letting so many people in.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole thing, the bars and stuff could only let so many people in. It was a mess. We all went through that. That's when I started at Washington Duke, July 2021.
Okay. Did you take any type of credential? Do you have any credentials for being a concierge? I know that hotel
Um,
management and that type of thing is something that I noticed in your bio.
no, I didn't, but I do have and I was in school, my degree in hospitality and tourism. So that helped. That helped that, I'm in the hospitality industry, but by life learning, I've done events. I've been in the place, the arena. In my church, I served as armor bearer for I don't know how many conferences. So I knew how to cater to the special needs of guests. And I just kind of came on. But now I was hired initially as a front desk. And I stayed front desk for 1 year. And they decided the concierge desk was sitting across from us.
Right.
And it was time for promotions and stuff. And I was like, look, okay, y'all, what we get ready to do here? And they came and presented to me. They was like, if anybody can work that desk, it's you. They came and said, we want you to be the concierge. And I was like, yes, yes.
Mm.
So, but they said they saw how I worked, how I gave clients, the guests, the extra attention on a whole nother level than just arranging and doing or whatever. And I just kind of do my thing. I go for it. And they don't bother me.
It sounds like you enjoy it, though.
I do because it gives me freedom to touch people, make their day a whole nother experience. I can, I want to go to a certain restaurant. Can you make my reservation? They trust me with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They trust me with their event. And I can tell them, yeah, you go to this restaurant, I can make the reservations and say, I need them to be at table number 20. Okay. And when they get down there, they're like, that's table number 20. Or they may not know it, but I can tell the person when I talk, hi, this is Jay from the concert center, and I have some guests coming down. Can we get number 20? Because I've gone to the restaurant.
Right.
There's a concierge. I go out, get appetizers. Do some treat me, some invite me. And so I know what the scene is like. I know what the atmosphere is like. So, Mr. Walter, when you come on through and you say you want to do this here, I'm like, we got the perfect restaurant for you, the perfect table. Da, 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 da.
That's cool. Yeah, I always, that's the first person I normally would go to the next day after check-in. Okay, I had to go to concierge because I got to go here. I don't know where that is. I got to get transportation downtown. So y'all guys are good. But what are your aspirations within the industry, though?
My aspirations, and there are some, especially because I have the degree in hospitality and tourism. But my ultimate would be to work at a destination hotel, because where I work now is a boutique hotel. We have 3 properties, and they're all affiliated. So
Okay. So you got a lot of parents and visitors.
medical people, and then you have people. We have one that's called the lodge, and that's for folks at the hospital. And you got people, business school, the law people, and there. So we're a boutique hotel. So the aspirations are to be on my state on the next levels, maybe conference, I don't know, event planning, destination planning. You coming from here, you call me, I'm your person. From the time you get off the plane to the time you get back on the plane, you're mine. That's my aspiration. And to also create a business doing that, a concierge business to the next level of helping you create memory that lasts past that moment.
Yeah, if you got you had a choice of destinations, which one, name a couple that you would like to, maybe where you are you talking about more of a warmer, tropical type? I'm sorry?
Much warmer, much warmer. I would love, like, the opportunity came and says, hey, look, we want you to go. Our first choice, Santorini. They was like, we got something for you to do in Santorini to help folks coming from everywhere plan their trips. I'm gone. That is my dream vacation, and I probably will be going in 2 years, trying to get some things done here and get a little settled. Santorini, somewhere, Belize, places like that.
Okay.
That are destinations.
Yeah, I dove in Belize. I did some diving down in Belize. Very beautiful place. Yes. Yeah, the visibility was just awesome. But, I digress, and I was much younger at the time. I haven't dove since at least 20 years now. I'm a golfer. That's what I do now. But anyway, that's, I digress, as we say. In terms of, the hotel and you ever think about trying to open your own hotel or run a particular site, for some of the big boys, like Hilton and those guys?
Can't name no names.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
But if the opportunity came up to me to go in that avenue, I would definitely because look into that. I definitely would if the opportunity came. I actually 2 years ago, oh no, before the pandemic, went to Miami. Yeah, went to Miami. Had to be 2019. It had to be with my school with Central. The group called NAPHOOD, and it's National something Black operators and hotel operators and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
everybody there was Black hotel operators, general managers, assistant managers, and all the big boys were there. Marriott, Hilton, Choice, all of them. And the whole thing was about getting into the business. As these bigger companies are looking for the opportunity to put African Americans into hotel ownership.
That's a segue for me. That's a segue because that was the next thing I was going to ask you. All right,
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
how does that sector look for us as Black Americans in terms of
Yeah,
opportunity?
it's an organization. It's called NABHOOD, Black Hotel Owners and Operators, something another. And if you want to kind of look it up, and that is their focus to get you into place, to get you money, to get you everything that's needed. Like, say for instance, you have your Marriott, you have your big Marriott, but
Right.
then you have your smaller courtyard and the
Yeah,
smaller
I stayed in
ones.
the courtyard a
So
lot of
they
times.
say
Yeah.
start there. I'm trying to get the big boy, but they're like start at your courtyard, start at your smaller Hilton Garden Inn, start at the smaller one, get you one, get you two, get you three,
But
and then when you get
what would you say is a pathway? Now here I am. Okay, let's say I'm in college. I'm 18 years old, just going in the first semester, and I'm looking for a major and this and that. What would you recommend for someone that would aspire to, get into the hospitality industry? What would you say to that person?
I would say at that age, go ahead and get you a degree. Now, you can go all the way up to masters in hospitality management. You can go way because folks are like, I'm like, what I can't do right now, I'm not getting no master. But I would say at least get the education. Like with me, I learned the lodging and culinary under
So you
my
said,
degree.
should they major in hospitality management or what?
Well, you can. It just depends on the school. Like with Central, it's under business. It falls under the business department. And my degree is hospitality and tourism. And then you can get minors. You can get a minor in event. You can get a minor in event planning. A minor in tourism. Now, this is something. Hospitality, real estate. Getting into real estate, and Central has a awesome program with that. And I know some young ladies who moved. They have the degree, but their minors was in hospitality, real estate, hotel real estate.
Now, did you mention that you were? I don't know. I think I heard that you were in real estate to some.
Now I was, but it was years ago. But I'm looking at it. I'm looking at like post retirement because I
You
can
retired
sell.
already? Oh,
No,
you're
but
early,
it'll
huh?
be post retirement. It'll be. I can be. I'm in countdown mode. But it's
Okay, I got.
a young person and they get involved. Like I said, get a professor who knows the things that are going on outside of the school. Like we had classes, which we had to, they were mandatory, where Disney, we did Zooms with Disney. And if you wanted to connect with Disney, everybody who was what was on the Zoom, you wrote down their names, and then I'm from North Carolina Central University, and they had made a partnership with us. So we have students who are working at Disney doing that
That's
down
interns,
there.
or are they post graduation? That or interns that they work for Disney?
Both of both.
Hmm?
Both of they had internship opportunities, and they suggested do internships everywhere. That lets you know if you want to be there.
Yeah, it
You
is a
might
good
get down there and
testing
say,
ground. Yes.
think I really want to do Disney. This is too much. And then you may say, you know what? I love it. So like we had to do we didn't have to do internships, but we did a couple of them. But yeah, that's one way to get in it. But when you're in school, just don't go through it. I had an awesome Professor Kingston, Malcolm
Hmm.
Kingston. She was just absolutely fabulous. Hospitality, she's up in Virginia. It ran through her blood. And so she was the one who got us at the hotel event. And they paid us to come down there as students. We just had to get our plane ticket.
Okay.
So
Okay. Great.
get plugged into uh, um, um, companies that are hosting things. And they always have like breaks for students, or they may go through where if you're a student, you don't pay anything. But I said get plugged in.
Yeah, but I think those interns, I think you would agree that those internships, add some experience on your resume too.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, especially if you can find one that's a paid internship and you can go do it and you're going to the top of the line hotels and all that. Yes, they do. They give you, and it looks good because it's kind of like a job. It's a job.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
It's
you're
a job.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to say before we go is, what would you recommend? What would you tell our young folk in general in terms of business and things of that nature? It's kind of broad. 'Cause I want to be a little bit more specific, right? So, what would you tell a young person? I wouldn't say hotel because it's a little broader than that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
how would you equip a young person for the world? And try to make it abbreviated to someone because I know that's a large ask that I'm doing. But what would you read for a young person? Let's put it that way. What would you want
I
to
would
tell
tell
our
them.
young people?
I will tell them what I tell my son. I'll kind of start this here. Sometimes he would say, "I got a supervisor that I just really don't like them." And I said, "Do you know how many supervisors your mama had that she didn't like?" And I would tell them that along the way, don't let what you don't like block you from what you need or your objectives. You're going to have to learn how to adapt. You're going to have to learn, especially our young generation, not to pop off so quick. You're going to have to learn to say, you know what? They're in the position I'm trying to get in. I got to learn how to listen and hear, take advantage of it, but not let them run you over. See, sometimes they want to, I still have to do that now because I understand if a person's in a position that I'm striving for, they in the position. So I tell my son, I need you to step back. I need you to watch what they're doing because people do two things for you. They teach you what to do and they teach you what not to do. What we get caught up in is the what to do versus the what not to do. But they no. Listen, what not to do is still teaching you not to manage like that, not to talk like that, not to dress like that, not to, but you just want to be like, and they're not. That's a lesson. So I would tell young folks, get focused, be your own person, and I understand friends of friends, but my son is 30 and he has friends that he has been with as myself. I have friends that I've been with, campus and pacifiers from Brooklyn. We were in diapers together. So that's a long time. And I got friends now here that's 40 plus years. Know those who are close to you, but don't trust everyone. Get focused, stay focused no matter what somebody say. Let them talk because if you stay focused, they're still going to talk about you. If you fail, they're still going to talk about you. If you don't make it nowhere, they're still going to talk about you. So stay focused and just drown out extra noise. If it's not helping you get somewhere, then you don't need to hear it. Have good people around you. Keep God first. I tell him when he gets right, I said, he's like, Mom, praying. Keep God first for directions and live your life, enjoy your life, but be focused and know what you want. Have a plan. Have a plan and
Amen.
listen to those who want to talk to you that have some wisdom, not to hurt you, not to harm you, but to help you.
Something we've been trying to drill down on, and that's just part of our mission. And that's really important for our youth to know that whatever they undertake, one, give it 150%. All right.
Got to.
And if you fail, pick yourself up. Yeah, okay, it didn't work, but okay, then move on and get something else. Don't let other people make that decision for you. You make that decision of whether you want to continue or not. All right. Don't listen to negativity because, like you said, if you got some on one side, yeah, they got some on the other side, no, right? So it's very important for our youth to, look forward and continue to strive for an objective. Every time you wake up in the morning, there should be something for you that you have to do that day.
Something to do. Absolutely.
Right? You have to do it that day. All right. And, I do want to just loop back around because you caught me off guard a little bit when you said that you moved from New York down there. Because usually I moved from North Carolina up here to New York. So now you did the opposite thing.
I did.
How did that come about?
New York. I did New York now. I had fun in New York. I've been over in the city. I've eaten cultural foods. I've done the art. And I just got caught really in an emotional spot with my grandparent, and I'm named after my grandmother, and she passed away, and my grandfather was still living, and I just felt like I had to come and be with him. And I came down one Labor Day with my daddy, and when my daddy went back, I wasn't with him. And they're like, "Where's Jenny at? Where's Jenny?" And he's like, "She said she gonna stay down there, and she ain't gonna stay. We gonna put her on a train or bus instead of." And I was like, "I'm gonna stay," but I enjoy being able to breathe. I enjoy the windows open, and just the living was different. And it was, right before like New York really shifted in the 80s.
Oh yeah, when the crack and all that came in, yeah.
It was coming close to me, and I was dodging it, and friends I knew, and I was like, And I came on down here and got a job. It was the girl from New York. Yeah, she's from New York.
Oh yeah.
I built that and just started living with my family. My great aunt was still living. But I always was raised with them, and I just loved being around them. Then, they kind of started passing away. But by that time, I was like, I don't feel like chasing trains anymore. So
yeah, so you got to drive everywhere now, though, right?
You got to drive, and I had to learn how to drive. How to drive? It was like you get ready to drive, and so yeah, you have to drive everywhere. You do. Yeah, that was. You know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly how I dealt with it, because people always ask me this. I don't know how I forgot to say this. I had my best friend lived in Uniondale. Yeah, he lives in Uniondale, Long Island, and I was always out there, always out there, always out there. And we had to drive everywhere, to Hempstead, to Roosevelt, down on the island. So I got used to driving when I would go out there, and I would always say, Raleigh is like Uniondale, like Hempstead, like Roosevelt. Nice, quaint places, but you had to drive to the mall and to the movies and stuff. And that's how my mind made me let me stay. But it wasn't New York. It wasn't New York, and it's still not New York. I miss New York, and when I do, I come back up. I do my whirlwind, and I come on back down. 3 days. 3 days.
3 days. Well, when I go to North Carolina, it's on like Friday, and I leave Sunday. I come from a very small town in the northeastern part of North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah, have they built up out there?
No. Built up what?
Where you from? No.
I'm from Williamston.
Oh, yeah. Williamston is out 70, out that way. East. It's east.
Yeah, it's east. Yeah, it's east of North Carolina. Yeah, near like 48 miles east of Rocky Mount.
Rocky Mount.
New Bern, Washington.
New Bern. Little Washington.
Berkeley County.
Oh,
yeah, I went to Elizabeth City State University. I got a scholarship there.
Yeah. I've got a lot of friends from down that area. Yeah, Williamston is still small.
Yeah, Williamston is horrible now. It's we call it ghost town almost, because there's no opportunities there. I mean, we want to try to do some investigations on, especially the hospital, when they close the hospital. So we're looking to try to do some investigative reporting down in that area. But it'd probably be sometime. Yeah,
you don't hear a lot about Williamston anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, it was, it was one of the best places to me to grow up in. Everybody raised everybody else's kids. Everybody knew everybody. We had black businesses, and we were mostly self-contained, with the exception of some large, ticket items like record players or TVs. Then you had to go uptown, Yeah. But other than that, everything was right there in our neighborhood. So I miss those days. I know those days will never come back again, but they shaped me, and it's just a sad state of affairs as to how Williamson is now. It's just sad.
Yeah. And I tell folks coming from New York, I remember saying to a woman one time, I said something about I'm a project baby. And she said, "Oh, no, don't say that." And I said, "No, but I am." I said, "Oh, I'm very proud to have been raised in the projects of Brooklyn." And to that, I'm very proud. I'm a Brooklyn, I'm a roundaway girl, hoop earrings, at least 2 pair. I will never, ever denounce being raised in a project. When the elevator was broken, you had to walk up the steps, and my brother was at the top saying, "Come on, you're fussing." I'm like, "Boy, come up 7 flights of steps," because it made me who I was. It built endurance in me. And the song, "If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere."
Yeah, I agree with that.
New York was tough, but I didn't know that it was tough, but I didn't know any different. I didn't know. I wasn't an outside looking in. I just knew how to adjust with life. And that's what
Yeah,
I
you were
did.
born in it, so it just,
Yeah. That it was, okay. All right. That's what we do. We get on the buses, we take the trains, we hustle and bustle, and it was life. And I love every bit of
yeah. I love New York. I've been in New York 50 years. So I love New York. Okay. I am a New Yorker.
it. New
But
Yorker.
yeah, I'm
Hey,
a New Yorker, but I'm from
I'm
North
always a New
Carolina. I'm
Yorker.
proud to be from Williamson, North Carolina. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
they can say what they want to say. I am from New York. Yes, I am. Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Good. So anyway, Jay, I would like to thank you for joining the Walk Weekly podcast. Hopefully you'll come back in the future, with some
Yes, yes.
new events coming up or whatever you have. And I want to just say also that the Walk Weekly is on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, all right? The
Okay.
Walt Weekly Podcast. That's our YouTube channel. And it's been up there for a few years, but we're only pushing audio. We're pushing video now. And I would like people to know that we just completed the, the Kamala brunch
Mhm.
with prominent Black women of North Carolina. They had a brunch for her. Sponsored by Dina Ramsey Stokes, or Dina Stokes Ramsey. Okay, all right, get that right. It was an awesome event. A judge was there. If you go and check it out on the
I
Walt
sure will.
Weekly
I sure will. Yeah.
podcast on, and also subscribe. All
Yeah.
right, always subscribe, please. I'm gonna
Always.
be all right, all right. But anyway, yeah. So we're very proud of that.
Thank you for joining the Walt Weekly. We can be found at Facebook, the Walt Weekly Podcast, Twitter at Walt Weekly, Instagram, the Walt Weekly, and www.thewaltweekly.com. Please like, follow, and share.